Hey there, thanks for tuning in. I'm Scott, not a baker, just a guy out here making pies. Today I'm going to do a little twist that I actually never heard of before. I'm sure it's out there, pretty common, but I'd never heard of it. Had lots of pecan pies in my life, but I noticed this chocolate pecan pie. So I thought, hey, let's give that a try. With that, let's get started. Okay, we got the crust all ready to go. Did that yesterday. Now we just need to roll it out and throw in the fillings. We're ready to put this together, but before we start putting it together, I just want to say I think this is probably the most round pie crust I've ever rolled out. Maybe that was just luck, maybe it was me learning skills, I don't know. But we'll move that to the pan now, enough about that. Being impressed with myself. Put that in the pan. I'm going to come back and trim this a little bit after we get the pecans in, but that's it. So we have two 6-ounce packages of pecan halves. Those are just going to go in the pan there. Then on top of that, and it called for a cup of chocolate chips, dark chocolate chips. I don't even know if I'm going to use all of that, but this is one 8-ounce package of chocolate chips. I'm just going to kind of put it in until until it looks right comment. So I'm just going to sprinkle those over top. And again, I don't know that we'll use all of them, but we'll see. I think for my taste, that's probably pretty good chocolate-wise. I'm going to guess it's about half of that 8-ounce bag of chocolate chips that I had. So next we'll work on what's going to create the rest of the filling. Got the chocolate chips in there. I decided not to, and the pecans of course, decided not to really decorate the crust much. I don't know why. I'm just going to go with it pretty plain and simple. But what we have is we have 3 eggs. And this is what's going to create the kind of gelatinous filling that binds it all together. 3 eggs, a cup of dark corn syrup, half a cup of brown sugar, 4 tablespoons of melted butter, 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Sorry, I went the wrong way. 2 teaspoons of vanilla, half a teaspoon of salt, and then half a teaspoon of cinnamon. So we need to whisk this all together, and then it's going to get poured in there. There's the eggs. Now the corn syrup. And again, this is dark corn syrup. I'm going to whisk after every step. And now the brown sugar. So it called for dark brown sugar. I didn't have dark brown sugar, and I didn't want to stockpile dark brown sugar. We did have light brown sugar, so I went with that. They did say it was okay to substitute, so I took their word for it and went that route. This one I want to make sure gets pretty well mixed into the mixture here, so it breaks up some of the sugar. And next is the melted butter. Did that a little bit earlier and then let it cool down a bit. And then the 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I actually went a little bit heavy on the vanilla. It only called for teaspoon and a half, but I like vanilla, so I went with 2. Half a teaspoon of salt. Well, I went a little bit light on, but just because I'm not a fan of overly salty stuff. And then half a teaspoon of cinnamon. And I'll admit I rounded that one a little bit because I do like cinnamon, so I did a kind of a rounded half a teaspoon. So there's that. Finished whisking this all together. Oven's been preheated to 350, and it's going to cook for about 40 minutes total. Well, that's when I'm going to check it. It's going to cook for 40 minutes, and we'll see how we do. So next, we're just going to pour this in. Try to get it around a little bit. Change again. I'll spread it just a little, get over this little light spot. Sorry, burying a broken one. And that's it. So now we pop it in. Again, I'm going to look at it at 40 minutes at 350, and we'll see how we're doing and come back with an update. We're done. Pulled it out of the oven at 40 minutes. I checked it at 20 and it seemed to be doing okay. So I went ahead and pulled it out at 40 minutes. I am very happy with the way it turned out. It looks pretty set, still a little warm on the bottom, but it looks really set. I'm actually kind of glad I didn't do anything with the crust, especially with the pecans. It's got a nice rustic feel to it. And to me, that works really well. We're going to cut into it, see how it, true test of how it really set up. Well, it doesn't look as set up as I had hoped and how it seemed in the pan, but that's okay. You can definitely smell the chocolate, which is pretty cool. And then we'll get one slice out of here. Yeah, it's a little runny inside, but maybe I just didn't let it cool enough. I don't know. Pull that out. Ooh, it broke. Yeah, it didn't, you can kind of tell it did not hold together very well, but it's still going to be good, I have no doubt. A few of these. Sprinkle in there. This first one is going to be for Randall. Sorry, Randall. You get to be the sampler. But yeah, it did not hold up. Hang on one second. You can see, hopefully, the filling is still pretty liquidy, and it crumbled off the top. I'm not sure how you break that with the almond or the pecan halves, but we'll see how it tastes in a little bit. We'll let it set there for a little bit, but hope you enjoyed it, even if the finished product is a little rough. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, mistakes included. And come back again, and we'll see if we can do better on the next one, whatever that may be.